Hello guys, hope you all are good. My name is Amit Singh and today we are going to create a calculator application using Lightning Aura. So let's get started. So for this I have to go to my developer console and from there I need to click on the file, then new and then Lightning component. I have to give a name for my Lightning component. So let's say it's like um, tells I believe the default as it is and click on submit. My component or a component is now created and now I have to define attributes. So it's like aura follow attribute and the parameters here are name which is let's say result and it's a calculator application, so most of the result will be integer, so its type will be integer. And I also need to define one more attribute like aura colon attribute name equal to let's say uh, function action name type for its type will be string. Its usage I will tell you later. Now we're going to define a container with the help of lightning colon card lightning colon card and then its title. So we are creating a calculator application. So let's say we put app colon calculator. So inside the container, I need to define two input type variables. This can be done using lightning colon input, and let's say the place holder equal to input first number, and I have to fetch its value. That is I have to use its value in my controller also. So I need to define or I need to give an aura ID to it also. That's text one, then close. I have to take one more for performing different type of actions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So for this, two number is must. I should make it as uh, sorry input here, second place of first, input second number, and the aura ID for it will be aura ID. What is saying parse error? The element type lightning card must be calculated by lightning. Here we are. Now it will be again. We will be breaking the line, get the result in a better way, get the UI in a better view. So I have taken two input with placeholder name input first number and input second number, and after that I have to take a button I think button Label should be I'm performing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and divisions. First, I will take add, and it's on click action. Let's say estimation c dot. So it is a sum. Then let's say it will be sum. Close it. And for the result section, I will be taking as a exclamation mark sign v dot result. Here v is the value provider that will fetch the attribute value which we have defined here. Result I have taken it here. For the for this my component section code is complete only for the addition, and now I have to go to my controller to write JS script for that particular function name that get invoked whenever the user click on the button add. Let me go to controller section. This is my controller, so I have to change the name from my action to some because I have taken sum as a text for my function name in the component code. So now we need to code in the JavaScript section that will perform the actual application event what will perform on the screen of lightning aura. So here I need to capture the input value. So first I will write a variable name, type variable, let's say it's one equal to component dot find text one get double quote dot value. This line of code, so guys, this line of code, actually this line of code will find the value what we provide in this input field. So it will get the value and it will store in variable v1. So I am just copying the same line again and placing it below it. My or id will be text 2 and it should be variable 2. Told you earlier also that this line of code is going to get the value what we are going to place in this second input field, and it will store the that particular value in variable v2. Now I have to um, define a variable, let's say variable name v3, and that will I have to parse that input, parse v1 plus parse int bracket v2. Now I have to set that particular component dot set bracket dot result comma. So this line of code component dot set, it will set the value of v3 which is v1 plus v2 in the particular value v dot result, and this particular section will get displayed here. Okay guys, almost my JavaScript is also ready, and now I have to make a lightning application to call the component. So click on the lightning application and give it some name. Likewise, my application, my component name is Calci. So let's just say it should be Calci app, the default as it is, and click on submit. So here I need to call that particular component with the help of code follow, follow calc, it, save it. And also if you want to use the Salesforce Lighting design style, so I need to put an additional code like extends equal to force colon SL. Now save it. So my component part is all done for the for one for only one action, which is now which is as of now is addition. And also the JavaScript is also ready. And now we go to the Galaxy app and just we need to click on the preview button. Just click on it, preview button. Page is loading. It will take some time. So now the my page is being loaded. So you can see that the um, container name what we have placed there is application colon calculator. The spelling of calculator is wrong. So just correct it. Calculator. And let me tell you one thing that in the starting I have taken an attribute with name action name and type string. So currently I haven't used this thing. So just to let me make a small change. I need to copy this code and place it below above this thing. Now come back action name and here, and now I need to give a value to it. Let's say addition. Now to our component also. Now everything is complete. I just need to come here and click on the update preview button. All loading and see the spelling is now correct. I just need to take the first input. Let's say it should be 2. Second input as 6, and just need to click on the add button. See guys, addition equal to 2. So we have different functionality in calculator like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So let me use all those functionality in our code. This is very simple. You just need to once the coding for one action is complete, so after that it will only be a copy and paste for the rest of the things to get modification. So let me complete the other functionality also. For implementing other functionality also, I just need to add more buttons like add is there, then then so should be not add, subtract, sub, multiplication, and the function should be bulk, and division div, and here it is division to addition. I just need to remove the break symbol and save it. So now when I go back to my particular page and refresh it, I will see 3 more buttons. You can see that addition is already there, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But These three buttons are not functional right now. Only but I have only placed a button name on the page, but these are not functional. Only um, addition button is functional. So to make this three button functional, I need to go to my JavaScript and add the corresponding functionality for those particular things also. So I just need to copy this particular line of code and paste here, and one more I need to paste. So we have taken it here as sub multiplication mul. This is for multiplication and this is for division. Need to change this accordingly. Sub mul div, right? And now I have to place it minus sign, and it should be subtraction. This is multiplication, so I need to put multiplication sign, multiplication, and for the division, the division sign, division. I have already added functionality for the rest of my buttons or rest of my action, which is subtraction, multiplication, and division. Save it. Go to the application, click on the update preview button. The page will get a now. We need to check whether the functionality is working or not. So we need to provide first number as 4, second number as 3. Let's check the addition is working or not. Yes, so addition is working. Now check subtraction. 4, let's say 3. Subtraction is working or not. Subtraction is also working. That is 4 minus 3 is 2. Paste the code again, and this time we need to check as multiplication. 4. Second number is 5. Multiplication. Multiplication is 20. 4 cross 4 into 5 is 20. This is also correct. And for the last, let's say first number is 10, second number is 2. So division of 10 divided by 2 is 5. It is 5. So guys, as you check that we have achieved uh, our application, that is the motto that we are trying to create is application with the name calculator. So calculator basically performs four actions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And as you can see that our we have achieved all the four action functionality, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, kind of that we have intact here. So the lighting for this application creation is quite very simple, very simple. You just have to make a lightning component with few attributes, which is already shown here, and then you need to put it into a container. This line of code is optional. You may opt to put uh, into a card or container or not. It's totally depend upon you whether you want to have it or not. If you like, you can have it. Otherwise, you can remove this line of code also. Now, for performing any addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, we need to input. So the input which we have defined here is for input section. This line of code is there for input section, and after that we need to define button. That is the label. That is what we want to perform. It should be addition. It can be multiplication, division, and all that depending upon the need. And now we come to the controller section. Um, So in the button, we need to define on-click action. That is the button what you want. Like if I click on the addition button, then I'm assuming that it should add the both number. When clicking on subtract button, I'm assuming that the two numbers should be subtract. For multiplication, it should be the two numbers should be multiplied, and for division accordingly. So for all those functions like which I have defined here, that is sum, subtract, multiplication, division, I need to write a particular code for that in my controller section. This is JavaScript which is at the client side. So I have written separate functionality for each and every uh, function name which I have defined in my component. That is, for addition it is sum, for subtraction it is subtraction sub, for multiplication it is mul, and for division it is div. And each function will be separated by a comma sign. So going by lines of code here. So first, as I already told you, that this line of code will get the first input which I provide in my input field, and it will store in variable one. The second one will take and store the input of second field and store in variable two. Variable three will contain the summation of variable one and variable two. And this line of code, it will be acting accordingly upon the click of the button. That is, for addition, it will reflect first addition and then its value. The second is for subtraction, third is for multiplication, and for division. This is I'm talking about this line of code. Only this. If I click on addition button, so this will be addition. Likewise, it will call from here. And this line of code, it will put the value of v3, which is v1 plus v2 into v3, into result, and that's get displayed on the screen with the help of this line of code. Here v is the value provider. So we have successfully achieved our application with name calculator. The calculator is working as expected without any issues and all that. So guys, if you like it, subscribe it. More stuffs are on the card. Stay fit, stay healthy. Thank you.